Hello and welcome to Science Never Stops. I'm your host, Joseph Vick with U.S. Space and Rocket Center, and today's topic is geometry, getting into shapes. Geometry is the mathematics dealing with shapes and angles and their study and seeing how they relate to one another. And we're going to go over today some of the basic shapes. And first thing I want you to do is gather your scientific journal. And I have drawn out a page in my journal. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through and we're going to describe 6 basic shapes that you can find around your home or outside in your yard. And we're going to go through each one and look at how many sides they have and how many vertices they have, or vertex, which that's not plural. Vertex is singular, vertices is plural, which stands for the corners when the sides connect with one another. So let's first gather some supplies so we can make our own shapes, and then we can look around the house a little bit later once we know these 6 basic shapes. Things you'll need is your notebook for writing down and drawing out your shapes. To draw your shapes, use any sort of crayon, pencil, writing instrument that you'd like. I used colored Sharpies, so I wanted mine to look colorful. A ruler, so you can have your straight line, so you can also use an edge of a book or something for a straight edge. Some string to do some circle making that we'll do later. And straws or pencils so that we can look at sides and vertices. So, the first shape on our list is a circle. A circle shape, notice that the circle is beautifully round. We describe a circle as round. And in geometry, it has 0 sides. There are no pointy spots on our circle for any sides to connect. And we have vertices, so since there are no sides to connect, there are no corners, so we have sides of 0, vertices of 0. So I looked around my house and looked for circle things, and I encourage you to do the same. And the first, you can get the string, and you can make a circle using the string. I am not making a perfect circle here, but try your best to make a circle. My Space Camp logo is a perfect circle, and I have my Space Camp alumni pin, since I'm a proud Space Camp alum, and hope you are too. So this is an example of a circle. What other types of circles can you find around your home? Write it down in your space journal, our shape journal. The next shape that we have is the square. So we have with a square, and in order to be a square, you have to have 4 equal sides and 4 vertices, or 4 of those corners, which are the connection spots for the sides. That is a square. Now, what are some things around your house that are square-shaped? I took the straw. I have the straws here. It'd probably be easier if you set this down on the table in front of you. Here we go. There you go, a square. The 4 corners are vertices, and then the 4 sides. That is the basic of a square. And I have here a cat picture, the 4 corners, and the 4 sides for a square. What kind of squares can you find in your house? Next we have, related to the square, but we have a rectangle. So it too has 4 sides, but not equal sides. 2 of the sides are longer than the other. 4 sides and 4 vertices, 4 of the corners there on the shape. What kind of rectangles can you find in your house? The most common rectangle in my house are lots and lots of these books. So this is the current book I'm working on right now. Great book, Homesteading Space, the Skylab story. Look around your house. See if there are any books, any other rectangles, large and small, that you can find around your house. Again, with the book, orient it this way. 2, 3, 4 sides and 4 vertices or corners. The next shape is the triangle. The triangle with 3 sides, 1, 2, and 3, and 3 vertices, 1, 2, and 3. And what kind of shapes can you find around your home that are triangles? I happen to have, this is one of my favorite artist pieces, clay piece here. Notice it has 1, 2, 3 sides and 1, 2, 3 vertices. So I have this actually out in my garden from a local artist. So support local scientists and support your local artist, both very important things to do. Next is the oval. Very similar to the circle, but the oval is an elongated, or another word for oval is ellipse. An ellipse is what our planets do when they orbit the sun. You have 0 sides and 0 vertices. And an oval example that I found an oval-shaped rock outside in my garden. And the last, again, very similar looking to the square, but we have the diamond or the rhombus, where it too has 4 sides and 4 vertices. So 1, 2, 3, 4 sides and 1, 2, 3, 4 vertices. And for an example of my rhombus, I actually have a heat tile, an STS, Space Transportation System Shuttle heat tile here. So you can see the 1, 2, 3, 4 sides and 1, 2, 3, 4 vertices. So I encourage you to, now that you know the 6 basic shapes, the 2-dimensional shapes in geometry, go out into the world and explore and be your own geometrist. Go and see what shapes there are. How are these shapes connected to one another? Do they work together well? Which one do you think is the most sturdy? Which one do you see that is in architecture, in your house, how your house is built? Shapes are important. Shapes shape the way we live our lives. And shaping our lives in science and in math is very important. So never forget, science never stops.